I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Well, it's good afternoon. This is going to be an hour long. It's going to be an hour strong because we want to make sure that we take in some schoolboy football today. How you doing? Hope everyone is doing well. Big up Fresh God as usual and all the persons who are on the platform at this time. This is I Am Sure Sports. I am Manny's man, your host, and today we're going to discuss some more Reggae Boys football, and we're going to talk about Whispah. You know, we can't say whisper, we have to say Whispah. The Manning Cup baller who is banging in the goals at Kingston College. We're going to talk about the games that are going to be played in the Da Costa Cup today. There are 3 fixtures that are on. But before we get into all of that, I want you to do a couple of things for me. Just work with me, all right? Work with me for a moment or two, right? And here's what I want you to do, all right? I want you to help me by subscribing to the platform if you have not yet subscribed. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that. That's number 1, all right? Takes around 5 seconds, all right? Now that you have done that, like the video. Number 2, hit the like button. Like the video. All right? Awesome. You have done that. Very easy. You're back on the street. Number 3, share the video. Share the video to 10 persons that you know don't know about I Am Sure Sports. Share the video with them. All right? That's number 3. Have you done that? All right? Number 4, if you're in North America or you are in Europe, all right, do a super chat or a super sticker. Very easy. It also takes like 10 seconds to do. Mark you have to have money to do a super sticker. You have to have some money. Without money, you won't be able to do that. So if you have money and you have a credit card, you can do that and just send a super sticker, a super chat to support the channel. All right. Just stepped into a brand new office area. We had to do some changes to the house and create our own space so we can leave the wife and kids on their side. right? And then we are on our side where we can make a whole lot of noise and disturb no one and all of that. So we are so far away from the rest of the family. They can watch TV without turning it down and all of that. So yeah, go ahead and do that right now. All right, and then we're going to get into some more details. Now, yesterday somebody spoke about a player. All right, let me just get into this, right? Let me just do the first thing. Yesterday on our show, somebody spoke about a player that we should look at the player. The player is a player that said was at Sheffield Wednesday, I believe. All right, listen, Reggie, I don't know if you guys check out this stuff. And I don't understand what we're thinking about the football. I can't remember who the person was, but they spoke about a player from Sheffield Wednesday that should get a look in the national team. All right. So, of course, you know, I did my own research. I checked out the player, watched all of those things. This is a player that has not played in the higher divisions in England. Like, he has not played in the Premier League and those stuff. All right. Now, and the player is 32 years old. Now, if we are rebuilding, why are we going to call? He wants to play for Jamaica. He's 32. If we're going to do that, right? If we're going to do that, why not go back for Anthony Grant? Come on, man. We can't. I don't think we should go back. Clearly, there is a decision to rebuild with some of the older players, right, who are already in the team. Why should we go and call a 32-year-old right now to do what? To plug what gap? We don't need to plug any gap. We're trying to qualify for 2026. So I am not into that. I was surprised because I thought I was giving out names. Of young players, that are being contacted from the Bernard and the Laird and the Edwards, all of these young players that are being contacted, and players like 27. And then someone is going to suggest a 32-year-old who has not played this is not a player like have Premier League experience, right? And I don't want to knock anybody, but people are going to use this and twist it and turn it and all. That's my opinion, You understand me? That's my opinion. The player at Sheffield that they were speaking about yesterday, fresh guard. Somebody put the name. Yeah. Somebody saying that you'd have to be exceptional at 32 to join. But I'm saying, right? I'm saying, even if we say it's a CDM, right? Why would we do that when we can pursue like Louis Baker and pursue those players? They are younger and they are good. If we are going to go at age 32, why not go back for Anthony Grant? Come on, man. So with all due respect, big up the player. Love that he's happy and want to represent Jamaica. But I think to make a debut at that age is kind of too old for me. 32 is, at this time, for a team that is rebuilding. If it were during the World Cup campaign, right, I could say, yeah, that made a lot of sense because he could have come in at that point. But now, when we're rebuilding, I don't think so. All right, that's just my thought. So that's like the first thing that I want to touch on and speak about this morning. That player is too old. And some management get in trouble because of that. Because before I did my research, we sent off information and talk about him, and I heard about this player. He's interested in playing for Jamaica, and that I was called back and said, listen, you can't send me on those chases when I'm pursuing other players in the Premier League, and this is not, you understand me? Don't do that to me, man. Not do that, man. Because management respect me. I respect your people and I respect your opinion and those things. So when you give me information, obviously I'm going to go and check it to make sure, because you understand me? If I respect my subscribers. So when you come and tell me that, yeah man, this player, man, you need to do this and cause this player is this, I am going to believe you, I am going to believe you, and I'm going to begin to push the thing. I'm not expecting you to give me 6 for 9, man. and sanctify me. Not do that, man. Because people trust me, I'm credible. So when I give them information, and the information is like this, I mean, you look like a fool, you know. No, man, I'm not doing that, man. Not doing that, man. Come on, man. Let me we do the thing the way, man. Let's not do it that way. All right, peeps. Yeah. But the player is a Sheffield Wednesday player. Please indicate. All right, people. Right. Let me just say this. I want to big up Blair Terragot. Blair Terragot, Reggae Boy. Don't know if any of you know this, but Blair Terragot just won the Swedish League. No, I think Blair Terragot deserves a call. Right? There, you understand me? I think Blair Terragot, under his new coach, he's still in his 20s. I'd love for this coach to look at Blair Terragot. He has been playing at his club. So Blair Terragot is someone that I'd love to see get a call up. Just tell me what you think about that. For those of you who follow the Swedish league, you have been watching Blair Terragot. Do you think, given what he has done for Jamaica, that this player should be given an opportunity to showcase his talent under this new coach that we have? I'd love to hear that from somebody. Like, what are your thoughts on Blair Terragot having won the Swedish league with his club? He played majority of their games. What do you think? Last time he played for Jamaica, it was in the Gold Cup. So tell me, what do you think, people? Should Blair Terragot be given a call back, a call up for the national team? Or you're saying that he's one of those players that we should just look beyond right now as we move into, like I said, this new phase of the football? What say you? What say you? Yeah. What say you? And listen, the good thing is that he, like I said, that I think he would be available as well. So I'd love to see Blair Terragot on this trip, just for the coach to see. One of those players that he doesn't seem to be a player that, gives a lot of problem or attitudes in terms of the camp. He just always have this calm demeanor. You understand me? So he's, like I said, he's one of those players that I think should be probably be called up. And this also means that if he stays at the club, he will be playing in the Champions League. Right? If he stays with the club, he will be in the Champions League. So I see one person saying that Jason Gona, saying without the full pros available, Terragot should be one of the first names on the Cameroon list. Did not get a good run in, and then Duckland is saying that he didn't get a good run in the top of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, coach. Yeah. Hey, sometimes we need somebody to read some of the comment here before we put them up. You understand me? But yeah, man, definitely Blair Terragot, I think, should be called up for this particular game. The coach can look at him. So if big up Peso in Mobile, on the work. He will try to qualify for the group stage of the Champions League. Not quite in that stage just yet. Okay, thank you, Jason Gouda. But yeah, I think he should be given a call up. And if there are other players who have Jamaican connections, like in the Scandinavian nation, they should be called, because I think they go on a break early as well and could be available for this game. So that's one thing that we should probably look to and hope for, right? But I don't think at this time we're at the place where we should be looking at a 32-year-old player to be called into the national team. I just think unless you are like one of the players who are already in the team and you are playing, or you are a goalkeeper. If you're a Mariappa, I can understand it. But for a player who has not yet played to come on in, I think that is it. Yeah, I think if Cephas is available, he should be called up for this game. He's one of those players. There's also this player at Copa, Krista J. Daly. He should. I don't know if you all know this, right? I'm telling you how football is. But let me tell you, Duncan McKenzie, some of you know Duncan McKenzie. Duncan McKenzie, played predominantly as a number 10. And know at JC, he would sometimes float and go out on the wing. Do you know that Duncan McKenzie, in his present team, is playing right wing? He's playing as a winger. Duncan McKenzie scored on debut as well. So sometimes, and he's doing well. Great reviews on him having gone through his first game. So the point I'm trying to make is sometimes if players are exposed to coaches who understand the strengths and weaknesses of their game, they put them in other players, right? Other positions that helps to bring out some of the intangibles that we may not have seen in certain systems. So I think, this is a player that should be looked at as well. All right. Leon Bailey is the only winger that we have that is better than Blair Turgot. Jonah Fleming got more minutes than Blair Turgot because of Topper's policy, says Natty Congo. Big up Natty Congo. Thanks for your comment. Yeah, I think Blair Turgot should be given a look in, and he's available. So, man is a man of action, Man of action, Make some link, Man of action, Yeah, man of action, We just make things work, We just, yeah. But Blair Turgot is one of those players. And I think so far most persons are agreeing that he is one of those players that could be called up or could be looked at. Yeah, you understand me? And I know some persons were asking who is picking the team. Listen, again, we have the coach, I know the coach does a lot of things. He calls, he speaks a lot to persons who have been a part of the team, like Meron Garden and those people. So obviously the coach is going to get the opinion of others. But one thing I know is that if there's a player he thinks is not good enough, nobody is going to force him into the team. No man. I've moved away from Mariappa. I did say yesterday at Duckland. What I'm saying though is that if we're going to get somebody who is 32, it would have to be a person like Mariappa who has been a part of the team before. That's what I'm saying. But definitely, we need to respect and honor Mariappa for what he has done. I spoke about that extensively last night, but I think he's past that. He's above that age barrier right now, in my humble opinion. What about players from the Malta League? Which player in the Malta League, Boss Thomas? Tell me the players that are in the Maltese League that could be called up, who are playing regularly and doing well. Tell me. I understand the age thing, but in certain positions like senior or goalkeeper, based on what Grant gave us in the World Cup, there could be potential stopgap until we find a player with the right age profile for the position. Exactly, and I said that I can understand the goalkeeper, but here's my thought, people. I would rather, if there is a person who is 32 in the team, I would say use one of those players. But to get a brand new player at that age who has not played in the EPL or high level at the championship, then I would say no, because he has not been with the team before. I would rather we take one of our defenders, centre backs, and try to see if we can get them to play in CDM. That's just my opinion. All right. Big up Levan Harvey. King Job. He hasn't scored since last thing his name was being called, but he can be given a look in if the club release him. King Job. Oh, who is King Job talking about now, Fresh God? What about players? Malta, no player from places named after food. No Malta, no Chile, no Greece, no Turkey. Oh, geez. The Godfather said, Martin Davis. Martin Davis came back off his injury. What about him? Ask Butler. Daniel Kelly said, Martin Davis better than all of them. Than all of who? Daniel Green and Marlon Allen need to get called. Well, Marlon Allen. All right. Big up, Jaggy. You two got watch here, I know. I mean, my team even played against him when he played for Volvo. Good looking young baller. But I think listen. Respect Martin Allen, but I think even in the Premier League right now, their forwards are better than him, who are not far away from him in terms of age. Their forwards who are better than him, more experienced than him. In the Premier League right now, at least 3 I can name, right? But you don't know, he's a centre youth, and I think he needs to just continue working on this game. Daniel Green is in Vietnam. Love for him to get a call. But I think his league is going on, and I don't think they're going to release him because it's not a FIFA window. So, but you don't know, Daniel Green is my baller. Oh, he was talking about CFA's Fresh God. I like to see Dujan Whispah in the squad. I don't want to see Whispah in the squad. And I say that as Whispah's father enters the chat. I don't want to see him in the squad. So people were saying that he need to come and let me see him. Let him play schoolboy football. Let him finish his season. Whispah don't need to go to Cameroon. Let me say it again. Whispah don't need to go to Cameroon. Play in the league. If he doesn't move overseas after schoolboy football, he could choose to play for any Premier League team for a couple of games just to keep himself in physical condition, or continue to train with his Phoenix Academy and then move. You understand me? But I don't think he needs to go to Cameroon. Finish out, stay with KC. You don't leave your team like that to go and play a friendly game. That's my opinion. His father may think differently, but my opinion, like everybody else say, well, let me see him come dominate school. No, he's dominating schoolboy football. Leave it. No, stay and play. That's my opinion. He should stay, finish out the season, injury-free. After that, going to Europe. And I tell you, like I said earlier, I don't want him to, I don't know what the plan is, but if I were his handler, I would bring him into, if he doesn't get into one of the top leagues in Europe, the top 3, talking about Bundesliga, the Spanish league, La Liga, the Italian league, the French league. Here's what I would do. I would say, listen, maybe I can play for Basel or one of those teams that normally play in the Champions League. They normally qualify for the Champions League, but they're not one of the top 5 leagues. And if he can get into one of those teams and get regular playing time, I think give him a year or 2 or a season, let me say it, a season and 2, and as he continues to grow and sharpen his skill, he could make the big move like a Leon Bailey. You understand? I would not bring him into England right now either. I'd say go even in France, in Ligue 1 or the Bundesliga and kill it. That's just me. That is how I like to see people move in the whole scene, because I've seen many people come into England and struggle. And Yeah. Right, but that is my thought on it. I'd love to hear. So Richie, you can call in, you want me to send you the link so you can come on and tell me what you think, Tell if a man is man at all nonsense, you must tell him, Yeah, that's the man is one nonsense here at all. No, do one. Whispah never play for Jamaica and may never play for Jamaica. What? May never play for Jamaica? I don't think so. Never play for Jamaica? No, we never say never, We always tell people some of the use the word, because, we don't control all things. But, yeah, man, but Whispah, big up Whispah. Big up Whispah. Big up Whispah. I think, but I would not call him. So, Sir Richie, call me. Or you want to call or you want to drop the link? Because I want you to tell me if you think it is okay for them to call him out of Manning Cup. No, I wouldn't send him personally. I would. That's me still. I don't know why anybody else. But Whispah can make the team in my opinion, but I wouldn't focus on the reggae boys now. Get a country. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could be in the team, but I wouldn't do it. Unseen, no matter with that, Unseen. You think you can fool me? You think you can sykes me? Through me beat you over your program today, come over here and try sykes me. Eh? Unseen, get out of here, Unseen. Unseen, you can't sykes me, Unseen. You can't sykes me, but man, it's a big side. After you talk about, in the last 2 years, every week you come and talk about man is going to lose. Now you through me beat you by your program this morning. You come in here to speak about how man is this and man. Unseen, you can't trick me. You can't fool the people, the man seen you. Nah, fool me, Unseen. We know you said that with a little smirk on your face. I say, I want them dead, you see. For me here, a man in this man say, yeah, well, I know that you say, Unseen, you already say, well, one man in this lose, you see. You see me now, wait for the one man in this man. You wait till man is lose. I know say that you already say, Unseen. You can't sykes me, Unseen. Think you're smart. All right. Welcome to Iron Shore Sports. We have two big men. One tall and one big and strong. You understand? One have some basketball in him jeans and one have some cricket in him jeans. You understand? So seeing that basketball is doing better than cricket right now, let's start to the basketball. Hey, let's start to the cricket man first.
No, good day.
Go ahead.
It was my first sports in the management.
Really?
Yeah, man, I'm a first sports that under 14 Kingston College cricket team.
Yeah.
What my coach.
What did you play? Silly me down your field?
I was a fast bowler with a very big strong arm like this. And I could bowl with the left hand and the right hand.
Wow, what was your best figures?
Best figures was 33 not out batting and bowling. I had under 14, so we don't have much in it. I had a 3-4. 3-4, how much it was? I don't want the 3-4 like for 37.
Okay, that's not bad. What about you, Brian? What are your best figures in bowling?
Bowling?
None for none.
I won. Yo, man. Yo, Mr. Carl, hat trick in a college league out there in the Bartek.
Hat trick?
Yeah, man, we take. But we take a trick, man. We take all 5 wickets and last week a couple of things. We take all 40 wickets on Schoolboy.
Yeah?
But this
Okay.
we have little talent.
Yeah. Listen, somebody's saying that the guy named Holland, because you watch the JPL, that Marlon Allen are the best forward. Them man I hear about Colorado Murray. Peter
Marlon Allen plays the Barnet.
Yeah, this is
Are the best forward.
Yeah. I mean, I understand sometimes the reason of the people. Yeah, that's I don't want to go in it because I mean we don't like them kind of conversation here. Yeah, you understand me? Because it just go down a way where when you begin to talk about it, if the youth hear it, it might go feel bad.
Morning. Hold on to something first. Are we Whispah already for the live?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, show me seeing I first look at anyway.
Yeah, it's a different thing you're using, but go ahead.
Yeah, I said come on. But anyways, let me ask you. Money, you know, the men are the biggest trade football or whatever. But the truth about the situation with Whispah still, I'll tell you. But understand the first money is what you say. you personally would make him go, but I've seen them call Schoolboy to the national team that has done
Yes.
far less than what Whispah.
True. No, that may agree with. I agree with.
19 goals, what, 17 or 6, brother. If, I mean, the first thing is, generally, I don't agree with the principle of picking Schoolboy straight out of school football to come and play in a national team. But you see, because the president set already, unless they are going to take a stand to them, say, yo, they're going to draw a line. But purely on the numbers, if at the Schoolboy level, and him was 17, and those other players who they would have called before would have been older than him. So like them pick, when them pick, well, who did them pick Peter Lee, but was a Schoolboy football because he actually played Premier League. But like, there are players who play Schoolboy football with them still. I can't really think of none right now who probably would never really play at least a 1 or 2 Premier League games before, but some of them never really set the place on fire in the Premier League before them call the national team. So
No. I am not saying that he needs to set the Premier League afire.
No, man. I'm just making a point. I'm saying, if we are going to be really honest, most of the players who them pick for footballers who play Premier League are picked merely or mostly on the fact that they did well at school football level. So I'm saying if we are going to Cameroon, a lot of the quote unquote first team players was available. I don't see the arm in taking a 17-year-old kid who is talented. So maybe not much play enough. But if we are saying that we are feeling for the future, then it's an opportunity to give a youngster who is talented a chance to see what international football is like. He might meet some other top professional players. I mean, he will be exposed to a UEFA A license coach or pro license coach or whatever. I mean, I don't see harm in it. And I mean, if I am being honest, I don't even see what playing for Kingston College is doing for Whispah. Really, because I am of the view that football, though it helps the players, there are some players who play it, don't help them. And he's one of them. I don't think he's helping them. So I don't see the harm in bringing him in. But I also understand your point in saying that probably you wouldn't want it to go. But I mean, it's a one trip, 3-4 days, probably 5 days. I mean, I see the harm in it. And I think it would be a good thing for him as a player to be at that level. I say, we're going to go play, and he may very well deserve some minutes, But I'm just saying, in being here, the environment, and, it would be a good thing to a young man.
Okay. All right. Hear that. Sir Richie, what do you have to say? And then Real Baller says that he wants you to answer his comment. You seen it or you want me to read it?
Read it, man.
All right. So he says, I am pulling for this kid, but posts like the one above from Richie show a vindictive side to them. It's like a blackmail. Think righteousness, brother. Cut the negative crap. We all love Whispah. So, what did you say earlier? Because I don't. Let me see if I can find what you said earlier.
Oh, man, hold on before Richie come in. 1 minute. Yo, it's a comment there. A full comment there. I'm going to tell you. Bossy. The man said son never played for Jamaica before, and he may never will. And the same way the man over England who never played for Jamaica before, who want to come play, may never will. And some of them might choose to play for England. So if the man and his son think that it's within them best interest to play for the next country, no problem in that, brother. I'm not see them problem in that. Them can play for the next country if them want, or if them think Jamaica are the best option, them can choose it. Money, majority of who is to come with them treating and talking, brother. Given a choice to play for England, France, or Jamaica, they would not choose Jamaica either. Cool.
All right, Sir Richie.
Hey, Marines, man. Yeah. Comments. Hello.
Yeah, man. We hearing you.
Comments like that are going to always be made. Because you know why? It's a thing when you have option in life, and such is the case with Whispah. He's a talented and he's a blessed and he's a God-loved person. I've never gone nowhere. I mean, if you go somewhere and we meet total strangers, people just like him. He's just a light person.
Yeah.
He's just naturally like that. I mean, I don't know. We've been to many different countries and we see this. But I mean, cut the crap. The name Whispah. The name Whispah was given to him by Harborview, Sydney, because he was always whispering to Roger Joseph, him name, played for Excelsior last year, the number 10. Very good friend of Whispah. Always start passing the ball to Whispah when he was in his early development. But he always whispered in his ears. And hence the name Whispah come. Him hardly talk or don't talk at all. Or he's whispering to somebody who he will be.
I never like him interview though, you know. I'm telling
The,
him, management saying if he sharpen up the interview, you know.
no, but they can't. All right, this is what I'm saying, management. How much are we at 16 years old have a camera and a mic face at 16 years old every 5 minutes?
Yeah. But wait, that is a society. But continue his story.
But this is it. This is it. What I'm saying to you. For a man where don't talk at all, you gotta ask him to talk because it's part of him job to who he wants to be in life, a professional footballer, and such is the case. So me, I try to tell him to you can't be whispering anymore now. He did an interview the other day, and when the interviewer done interview him, I said, "Now I know why they call you Whispah. You talk with a whisper, you know, because he was just in his comfort zone and giving the interview, and he was expressing himself the way that he normally express himself, and he said he knows why, and so the case. Moving from Harborview now, the reason why Whispah moved from Harborview, the long and short of it was there were always some names before his name whenever they are going to be like Barcelona tours,
Okay.
and things like that. And he will get the MVP for the year 2017 under 13 Cassava, scored the most goal in Schoolboy in Kingston area with 29 goals, and he has never yet ever get a call up. So he has his accolades coming up from a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, but he has never been in that category before. Now, me look at my son as being one of the best players in the world. And you have to play for a country or play for a team that can make you show that you're the best player in the world. A Jamaican be a Ballon d'Or, because that's where he looks.
Hold on one sec, Sir Richard. Be a blessing. So we're listening to Mr. Richards, right? So you can hold on, or you want me to? You hold. All right, cool. All right, go ahead, Sir Richard.
Right. His height is to be a Ballon d'Or player. He's not just the one to be playing World Cup. I mean, I remember my cousin who introduced Mr. Butler to Whispah, and they were just going to a party. He just won the the 2017 under 13 competition, and they were going to a party at KFC on the island of Port Royal, Maiden Key. And my cousin was there, and he said to him, like, what, Leon Bailey, because he's an Arville Higgins person, you know, he listens to KLS a lot. So he's always talking about Leon Bailey. So that's how he knew of Leon Bailey before most people even know of Leon Bailey because of the KLS.
Yes.
So he was saying to Leon Bailey, yo, my little cousin left foot better than your left foot, you know. So Leon said to him, you know, jokingly, being a baller. Say, you're bright. Which little man left foot better than my one? Bring him come now. So he brought him and he said to him, like, yo, juggle. And he said, how much you want? And the man said, yo, give me 100. And Whispah said, that's all. Because he's always a person that talks as if, you understand them thing that is just not normal. You give me a minimum. But they tell me 1,000, brother. Yes. I don't want to hear about that. So he then start juggling, and the man said, which foot you want, if on the left foot or the right foot? You understand? The man said, wait, a ball or 2 foot to use. So him start juggle. You have to tell him, say, stop. All right, if we come back from the party and you're here, we take you on a trial. And that was it. We took him on a trial at Arnett. So it's been hard feelings since.
Yeah, so let me just clarify something. So he has never actually been called to like a Jamaica under 15, under 7, no team.
Never.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Never. All these accolades and all these things that he has been doing, he has never been called to none of those things. Never.
And this is from even before he was a part of Phoenix,
even before. So okay. It is not the situation of a Craig Butler why he's not.
That makes sense now.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like that.
You see, it's good that people know this, because sometimes people think it is the reason why. Exactly. So it's good that you can say this, so people can know that before Phoenix, he was still racking up the goal scoring chart in junior football, and he still wasn't called to any. Well, I don't know if there was any competition, but I suspect would have had under 15 and under 17 competition.
At one given stage, they said he was 1 year older than the competition when they wanted. Like that was under 15 when in COVID time. That was under.
Oh yeah. Right. When I think Bell and John went on that one.
Yes, that is it.
Okay.
The first time they were thinking of calling him, but even thinking of calling him then the under 20 come up, and then it was like not the same thing.
But I'm going to take here what be a blessing, because I suspect he wants to speak to you, and then we're going to get back to you, because I have a couple of things that I want one thing for you to one thing that I think you need to clarify for the viewers, because a comment was made, and we had a short conversation. I think it's very important that you bring some clarity to that. But be a blessing. Go ahead. Welcome to the show.
Marlins, you there?
You're hearing, Sir Richie?
I'm not hearing the caller.
Oh, you're not hearing the caller?
No.
All right. You're hearing him now? I am hearing you. Our persons in the comment section, go ahead, be a blessing. Tell me if you're hearing, and then we can try and sort out something. But go ahead, caller. Oh, somebody saying that they're not hearing. So hold on a second. Let me see if we can hang up and call, but let me see if I can sort this out. Yeah. I think he was going to ask, but I'll leave him to he's called back already. All right. Go ahead, be a blessing. Yeah, man. I'm hearing you. Go ahead. You're here now, Sir Richie?
Not at all.
Still not hearing. All right. Go ahead. Let me see if I can do it this way so they can hear. Go ahead.
Everything is muted, Marlins, man.
Oh, you're still not hearing?
We not hear one word.
That is strange. All right. See, people are still not hearing. I don't know. Nothing. All right. I don't know. All right. So just let me call it. I'm going to call you back. All right. I'm going to call you back. Yeah. So I don't know what's happening. So let me just see if I can do this. But go ahead, Sir Richie. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you clear, man.
Yeah. Oh, so the caller you're not hearing. So let me see if I can sort out this. All right. So let me see if I can sort out this now. All right. Let me see if I can show be a blessing, Yeah, but you hear the point that he was. No, you're not hearing the point that he's making. So let me see if I can.
You can say it to me as if you were hearing a man.
You know what? All right, be a blessing. You hear now? You're still not hearing him talk, man. Just talk. Let me see the hearing. If you're hearing Richie, tell me you're hearing.
Not hearing.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, man, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm saying that we don't have like talents like Diamond does. We don't have that, right? Now you have a 17-year-old who is doing exceptionally well. Let's face it, our schoolboy league is our academy, right? And if Whispah is doing well at 17, scoring goal is an art. You can't teach somebody how to score goal. You can, if you get a player who's scoring goal at a young age, it's easy to enhance that because obviously he's putting himself in the right position and everything. As a young player like that, we shouldn't even be here debating if Whispah is supposed to be in a team to go play Cameroon when they let's say the professional, most of the professional won't be going. I can just go. There is a guy, I think Costa Rica have an 18-year-old in their team.
Brandon.
I think he's 18 now. He scored 2
Yes,
goals.
his name is Brandon Aguilera.
Brandon Aguilera.
If he was in Jamaica, let's say he probably was playing schoolboy football. Yes, people may argue and say, oh, he's in a club situation, of course. But we have to face it that okay, Whispah is what we have. Now, if he got the chance and he's producing, now how is Whispah? It's almost like you would be in college, university, after 4 years, and you go present your degree to a company and they say, oh, you need experience. How am I going to get experience when you're not willing to give me the experience? When we have games like these, Whispah and others who have the potential, we're in a rebuilding phase. Why not? It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. There's too much politics in Jamaica football. There's too much politics. And we have to take out the politics because it's not like we're Brazil where we can pick 4 different national teams and they have good standard. We need to put away the politics and pick our best players, especially at the youth level. When it comes to youth football in Jamaica, I've seen many talented youth don't get called up because probably they're not associated with this club or whatever the case may be. We shouldn't be having a conversation like this because it's not like what's our purpose? Is it our purpose to try to enhance and get the best of our players? We're going to look Whispah is Jamaican regardless. Regardless if he's at Phoenix, JC, KC, it doesn't matter. If there's a young boy over attacking, he's a Jamaican. We need to put all of this aside and start to pick youth when we see the potential and get the best out of our young players. That's all I have to say.
But this is what
all right, be a blessing, respect.
Be a blessing.
Yes, he's listening. Go ahead and talk. Sorry.
Let me say this now. If a man is thinking to be a Ballon d'Or player and won't get no opportunity at all to show that he is a Ballon d'Or player, you don't think he's going to go somewhere that will make him can show that aspect of his game?
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, because I need to go back because this, that this conversation from Be a Blessing came out of, I think Mr. Speed yesterday said that he doesn't watch schoolboy football, right? And the only time he has ever seen Whispah play was when they played against Cavalier. Now, I got the impression that whole Colin Cavalier thing was a one-off match. And he said in that game, Whispah did not score, right? Suggesting that, and the suggestion was, and my interpretation of the conversation was that, so in that game that they played, he didn't believe there was anything exceptional about him. So, because somebody asked him if he thinks Whispah is special, and he said, I have not watched the player. The only time I've seen the player is when he plays against Cavaliers. And when he played, he didn't score, I think those are the exact words.
Those are the exact words. You're right. That's what.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I have it.
Yes. So I want you to. I mean, has he played? I mean, well, I don't know if you can know if Mr. how many times Speed have seen it, but you can respond to that.
You can have the youngest professional player in the world, you say, and don't look at the schoolboy football to see who is the youngster coming up next, so you can have him on your team, or to see who is your opposition. You cannot do that. I mean, there's no way. So, I mean, word gymnastic, when I know if a king Popalika, where him did that do? I mean, nobody believes that. Of course, you must watch schoolboy football. Everybody watch schoolboy football because everybody went to a school. But that is it. You know, some people will always try to shift the goalposts, and the goalpost has always been moving since he was 4 years old. He's playing since he was 4 years old. I taught him the levels of these people, and this is what's gonna happen to you. I mean, I have video where we're over Waterford the other day, and a man just leave from him there and just come and say, "Yo, I go box him and start pushing." Just start pushing.
That's like a player said that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, a player said that in the game, and
maybe it was just intimidation.
It is intimidation, and that is part of it, and he will know that, because that will come. That is part of the game. That is part of the game, and you have to ride those. But what happened? The referee wasn't paying attention, but the Lions they decide that the two of them have to get yellow card, because him push you have to just push around for the whole day, like, you know. And people say, okay, I'm soft, man, we can push him around and get the better of him. He had to be professional about it. You understand? He had to like hold up his hand and like, referee, what is? You understand? And then his teammate had to be running, and then it becomes just scuffle. You know.
Will you hear my position? My position is if I were his handler and they call him for the Cameroon game, because of just coming to KC, because he didn't have to. He's there, right? He didn't have to be there. He's there. He's doing all of this for them this season. Personally, that's me. I would not let him go to the Cameroon game, because I think going ID should be called. But I would let him play out his time at KC. If it were like a Gold Cup or like a Nations League match, then I could say, don't play for KC. But for this one Cameroon game that he may go and may not start, and if I go by what happened in the Argentina game, remember there were many players who didn't touch the field in the Argentina game.
True.
So I would not want him to go. Well, the experience is good, but it's not like Whispah has not traveled overseas. So that is my reasoning. So I don't know what you think on that. Like, you know.
You have a point. You have a very good point. But we are not looking in the way of Africa right now, I would say. Africa is not one of the places
the marketplaces, yeah.
Yes, that we need to be. So, you know, it even if they had called, I would have straightforward denied.
That's what I think, because listen, the truth is, I think going ahead, like even for the game in Mexico, I don't know what the plan is for when he finishes the schoolboy season. If he just goes back to training, or there's going to be some form of competitive.
He's at school. The school him there now.
Oh yeah. Because what I don't want him to do is like between the ending of schoolboy season and the game against Mexico in Mexico, he doesn't have competitive games under his belt. Because I'd love for there to be a way, maybe Phoenix play games where he plays. You understand me? So he's active, doing he's doing. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, because I think even for the Mexico,
there are loads of games with Whispah scoring on JPL team. The Tivoli, the Mullines, the Dumby Holding. They are there, and which is on RD Sports channel, you know. He plays it. He's been playing with them. The Cavaliers. He's been playing with them since he was 15 years old.
Playing against Cavaliers?
Yes. It's 15 and
okay. Well,
so
listen.
I mean, man, say him never score upon them. Then I will send her the video, man. It's fun. I will
Okay, so
send
he
you the
actually scored on Cavaliers.
yeah, I will send you the video,
All right.
and you watch the game.
All right. You know,
And
so
then man make that statement that that man can't come back a Cavalier come for there no more much. Because that is what caused the controversy between him and Butler. You know. I videoed the game when Whispah find out that King was weak on his left side. And I asked him the question after and said, Dujan, how come you find out his weakness so quick? He said that day I go to the right and him cover me and he make the tackle. But when I go to him left, him can't go to the left. So I keep on going to the left and see that I can beat him. And that was it. At 15 years old.
Yeah. But that must be very difficult because Whispah uses his left. So how does he go to King's left?
I mean, going.
Yeah, understand what I mean? Because if you go to your left as a dribble, I'm just thinking, right? And the defender is weak on his left. But when you go left, you are left footer.
Right,
so
right.
how do you keep the ball? Do you keep the ball on your inside or on the outside? Because, you know, I'd love to see that. Like, because using left foot and going to somebody's left is a little bit tricky unless you're going to bring the ball on your right. And then when you go on your right, you cut it.
Doesn't Whispah dribble with his 2 foot, man?
Oh, okay.
Them 2 foot him use, man.
No, you know somebody say can't use him right foot.
You're so like military, man.
Because we got military. Okay, so he has played. All right. But have you been approached by clubs locally to say, listen, why don't you let him come and play for us? And how do you deal with that?
Who is us? Who is us? Talking about us. Who is us?
I don't know, like any one of the Premier League clubs in Jamaica. Have any of them ever approached you about him? Or all of them have approached you?
I mean, he played practice match with them, and all of the practice match them, the coaches. I used to love how hard Paul Tigger Davis hit the ball. He said he never seen somebody hit the ball harder than him ever, and coming from one of them person there who I looked up to while watching the national team, it was a joy. And Walter Boyd was his first coach when he entered Phoenix.
Yeah,
and Walter Boyd,
yeah.
When Walter Boyd took him home the day, all Walter Boyd said to me, I never see another educated left foot like my one in my life. And that was, that's what gave me goosebumps. Him say, one thing I beg you do for me is take care of him and guide him. That's all Walter Boyd said to me. And it was good because Walter Boyd don't travel far so far for come on my yard for tell me that about my son. And I take
if you watch the last game, he scored off his left, he scored off his right, he scored off his head.
Yes.
In the right, in the Manning Cup, I think the header was the corner, and he left high and headed it where the ball was coming from. And I think one of the goals he also headed and it deflected and the guy hit it in. So one of his assists was by header and the Western he did, yeah. But he scored one that he kicked very hard off his right foot. I think this is Whispah's biggest fan. Balakar. Talk to me. You hearing Sir Richie?
Yeah, I'm not hearing him, man. I'm not hearing him.
You're still not hearing him. All right, hold on. Balakar, go ahead.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I'm hearing you now. Go ahead. But just talk and then when you finish making a point, then I'll let him respond.
Yeah, man. Just like what you said, after driving Paris, driving Daniel Gray, driving Boza, and you them just start show people in the boy, you probably visit Ghana to be and politics like this, when the coach said, "Boy, you know what? Schoolboy,
Yo, the first, hey, and when Whispah finish, man, Whispah give you a jersey, man. Yeah, Whispah and Bowser, they need to they need to find you.
We find him, man. We know where to find him, man.
Yes. All right. Yeah, man. But good point, Balakar. I have a comment that I want to clarify in the comment section. So, yeah, man. Thanks for calling and saying hope your Trelawney team. Yeah, man. Hope your Trelawney team big up. Yeah, man. Hope your Trelawney team do well today. They take on Cardwell College. All right, brother. Sorry.
But it's man.
Sorry, boss.
I'm a man, you know.
All right, boss. All right, boss.
Nothing wrong with a little humor.
Yeah,
but
listen, Tuffy, Rudy, and Ian. Listen, I am saying, given the context, I would not if I were. It doesn't mean that the man don't want to play for Jamaica. Because one, the youth is in a competition for a school, right? That he has worked diligently and hard for. This is a friendly
But
game.
they don't know what is going on with Whispah.
Yeah.
I said if Whispah turned 17, it may trigger something for him and him have to leave now. Which is even bigger than Africa.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So there you go. So I would not like if they said, listen, we just want him to focus on this rest of the season here. I don't think that should be taken about him, right? But let me just say this. I got this message, right? There's a player called Jamalik Porter who has scored 19 goals in the DCUP and have around 10 assists, I think. They're saying that. Are we supposed to call him to the national team? Asking people this question because I want to know if they would say this player should be in the international, if it wasn't Whispah. So I think what this text is asking, if the player wasn't Whispah, would we want him in the national team? And if so, why not call Jamalik Porter, who has 19 goals and 10 assists this season in the Costa Cup? You want to take that one, Richie?
Of course, I would have thrown my hat if I have stats which is the same or almost as Whispah. Of course, I would want to throw my hat in the box as well. They would have to carry me to the training camp and then grade me from there because there are grades there that they can do to decide who is the better forward. And, you know, there are speed tests, physical tests that is being done to see who is the quicker, to make that their assessment going forward.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't mind no player. I think, yes, he should get a chance. 19 goals at a schoolboy level, a competitive level at that, because Westmoreland team are not far apart from each other. You know. They are close, intact. Don't watch the dominance of Manning's school, but they are not far. You know, we went down there and we played against that same Manning's team, and they won with Whispah Phoenix. And
hey, you need to tell Unseen, you know, because Unseen.
yes, it's a very good team. They won with Whispah, with Phoenix, and when Whispah didn't play, they lost that game.
Yeah. And so, people, I like to clarify some of the comments. He's not saying that Whispah will not play for Jamaica, right, Lover? And that's not what he said. All he said is that they have other options. So it's not like he if he doesn't play for Jamaica, he cannot play international football. Let me put it that way. I think that's what Sir Richards is saying. So let's not. All right, let's please keep the conversation on what the person is saying and don't bring our own ideas.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to think about building up ideas. You know, it's just that if he wants to become who he wants to, he would have to play international football. You know, we didn't say that he's not gonna done. He love to go in the Jamaican colors. He has never been in there, and that is just it.
Yeah. Somebody's saying that they remind him of the great Errol Blakey. Errol Blakey. You know that player?
No, I don't.
One of the past great players here. They say he has the baddest left foot as a Jamaican. Many people say that. One of the veterans, older player. Yeah. But like the truth is, like I said to people, in the Manning Cup, he is the most complete of the attacking players. There are a lot of good players spread out right across the league. There are good defenders, good midfielders, good goalkeepers. When they talk about, I don't think there is a centre forward in Manning or Da Costa Cup who is as gifted as he is. That's just, I would probably say from what I've seen, I'm 17 years old across the league. I don't, even in the Premier League, because there's like Christopher Ainsworth, who is 17, who did not go back to Calabar, but chose to play schoolboy football. He is a good player, but he's not that kind of player. He's not that kind of player. I think, like I call some of the name, Burkett is a good player. He's not that kind of player. Mark Aldridge is a good player, not that kind of player. There are a couple of players at Mona, but they are not.
You know, all these boys are friends, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
All these boys that you just call like talking to each other on Instagram at night time and say, yo, nice goal, friend. And them think that these boys are friends, you know.
Yeah. But they're all different. You understand?
Yes.
They're all.
But people try to make it look like, oh, what's Burkett better than Aldridge better than? It's not like that. It's not like that.
All different players. All different players
in different positions.
Exactly. Yeah, you understand me? So, but in his position, he is the best player. Like I tell people, Donahue Mitchell is one of the better players in his position. In the Manning Cup, you know, like Akeem Bernard has been one of the better keepers, you know.
True.
In the Manning Cup, when you look at the whole Manning Cup, right? And this is from what I've seen. So when you look at it like that, you see all of these things. Zabir has been one of the better players in his position as well. Same thing with Burkett. All of these players play different positions, and they have done very well in the league. Romain Blake at JC as well, and then they can go into the Da Costa Cup. And even Kyle Miles, a 14-year-old, he's one of the. You have some good 14-year-olds. You understand me? You have the Bells, you have the, although they're 14, 15 right there, and Taylor at St. George's, Kyle Miles at Campion. You have Kaji Williams, even at Mannings, who won the rural under 14 with Mannings, right? So, but a lot of these players also toured and went to Holland together.
Yes, they were on the same trip.
Yes. You have a next player who is young that I didn't even see. The guy called Dunstan Cohen, who is playing for Veer. He's just 16 years old. I don't even know that he plays. I don't even know him though. I think he's at Charlie Mount. I don't even know that he played any schoolboy football.
Yes. I remember that.
Yeah. So when
you had him playing for Veer.
Exactly. He was one of the youngest players to play in the Premier League last season. So sometimes when somebody say Whispah is the best player, it don't mean that you're discrediting. Or he plays for Dembe High. Dembe High he plays for. Yeah. Thank you, Fresh God. Dembe High. You understand me? It doesn't mean that you're disrespecting the other players. And that is the problem we have. We think if we say that Whispah is the best player, it means that none of the other players are good. That's not what the conversation is about.
No.
In his statistically, technically, mentally, he is the best player in the league. That's it. And that don't mean they're not other good players in the league. And we can just, yeah.
No, I have to grateful and I have to pause because it's not a lot of people who will give this straight up talk of recommendation towards Whispah and giving him his props and tell him that he's doing good and he's one of the better players and he works hard. He put in a lot of work, extra work, different from training that all of the best players in the world do it. And you have to show him that levels. And if you want to be the greatest, you have to train like the greatest. And that is what he does, and he does well. I remember when he never used to like training. Now he's a man. Eat, sleep all Sunday. He's going on the field same way. Sundays. These days it's 7 days a week. It used to be 5. Now it's 7. He could have gone on the beach sometime and come back and still go on the field. Still go practice something. Penalties, free kicks, pass and move. You know what I mean? You keep on doing it.
Yeah, I see someone saying that, man, is Whispah competing with Schoolboy for a place in the national team, or is he competing with guys like Kaib, Paris, Coreyberg, and others? No, what we are saying is, what some persons are saying is that these players will not be going, so he could be called because most of the first teamers or the second teamers will not be released to go. That's what persons are saying. So we're not saying that Whispah should be ahead of Mikel Antonio or ahead of Shamar Nicholson right now or ahead of Leon Bailey. Nobody is saying that. But I think if you're looking to build, he is someone who can be a part of the rebuilding process. And that don't mean that he may start every game, but he can be there for a friendly and go on and get his feet wet and train with them and develop because he's not complete yet, He's 16, just turned 17, he's not complete yet. Nobody's saying that he's a complete article. What we are saying is that too often we wait until the players are close to the complete article. And that sometimes it's too long before they are called. That's all. Yeah, but go ahead. You were saying that something, Serge.
Yes, Douglas was saying that he's a fan of Whispah, but you have to talk about.
Oh, it's the same thing I was talking about.
Yes,
about the interview.
And I was saying to you, how much of we a 16-year-old have a camera and a microphone in your face every 5 minutes? How much of us had that? It's not something that somebody is used to. Somebody who even not used to you don't want to talk to you at this. You don't know if he's tired. You don't know if if he has to do it. What if he doesn't feel like giving an interview? You know what I mean? I've seen politicians giving the worst interview. Desmond McKenzie was one of the men that I know that he gonna make a mistake when he just started. And look at Desmond McKenzie now. He's giving speech. And it's something that I've seen. I've seen persons who have how much teen subject at Kingston College, and when it's time for him to give an interview, they put him in front of that camera and he cannot talk. He's frozen. You understand?
Yeah.
So there are people out there like that, and you can say that. Thanks for letting us know that he has to work on his part of being an interview, but you have to know that is because of this he's giving interview.
All right, I don't want you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to sound like I'm defending Whispah, but let me make a point. And I want to check it, right? So there was a Premier League game played. I'm going to come back to Whispah because this is very important. Premier League game played on Sunday. I am sure Sports did an interview with the person from Malines who scored the third goal. I'm going to put up the interview today because that same player was interviewed by the broadcasters. And I can tell you, if you listen to the broadcasters interview, you would say this man is supposed to the interview. When you listen to the I Am Sure interview, the same player sounded so much better. All right. I will put this to you, that the young people are the young persons who ask the questions for the MVP and the game. They need to decide what they are going to ask before they go to these young players. Because the questions sometimes that they ask are so confusing, in my humble opinion. Right? In my humble opinion. So sometimes how you ask the question makes the answer difficult. And as much as the players need to develop and work on those areas, the person asking the question must be better, man. And I'm not knocking them, but really listen sometimes. Somebody questions them to me. What kind of question is that?
Hey, man,
You're going to start interview. Listen, brilliant interview. Listen, first, Dijon, very excellent game. You are our MVP. How are you feeling?
If I count how many interviews that child have done, I mean, I started counting them last night. You know, we were on CVM Football GPS a couple of weeks before Manning Cup started. Yeah, he went to Genk. He gave an interview. There's a player profile with him and Butler. Him a tell him about him and where he have been in his career of football, and it is more than 10 interview the youth give. More than 10. And I was like, okay, so it's just that.
This person is saying that he came across, let me read this one. He says, Sir Richie, it's not the speech I'm talking about. Sometimes he come across a little cocky to some people. I live here in the States, and I overheard people discussing him. And that was an issue to what? Listen, if you watch any of the interview he did, you would say that.
You know what he's talking about? He's talking about that he said that he will score 7 goals in a game before he attempted it. That's what most people talking about is being cocky. You saying that you can score 7 goals in one game and then the next match you go out there and you attempt it.
Yeah. It's confidence, man.
Tell him again. It's confidence.
Listen, it's confidence. The part of it is confidence. All I'm saying is that part of it is confidence. To me, cockiness in football is when you come out and you're basically dismissing your opponent. You understand me? You talk about them with disdain, as if, who are they? They are not, you understand me?
He gave the keeper 90%. Nobody talked about that when he gave the keeper 90%.
Yeah. No, this is where go ahead.
How about that 90% he gave the keeper before he said, I'll meet you again on Saturday?
Yeah, because he and that goalkeeper had some issue because he got a ball that he should have scored and it looked like he wanted to hit the keeper, and like one of his teammates was saying something to him. And I don't know if more movement, like you said, I mean, want the ball lick him, man. I don't know. So like, because
you can't read lips go down to the management. You know what? The keeper I
think a save was before that or something happened before that. Yeah.
The keeper said to him that you score a bag of goal and embarrass me. I want to broke up your foot. So he must say,
that's what the keeper said.
That's what the keeper said before. So when he get him the next shot, him say, I want to bust off your head with that shot. So that's what the venom with that shot with him and the keeper. So I'm say, you can't make the keeper draw you out to that level. You just have to play natural and hold your own. And you can't make the keeper. He will feel that way because he is embarrassed. You understand? But he got that MVP for stopping umpteen a year shot last week. So he's coming here with a confident mode and you just break up him more.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, Eagle Republic is saying, management, I understand the issue of not including players when they are young. Guys like Kaim, Paris, Sifas, etc., who are performing can barely get a look in the national team should be earned. I agree with you that every player should be played based on merit. And I will say this to you, right? When we have played friendly game, I think Sifas should have been called. I also think that Kaim Paris could have been given more game time. I agree with that as well. But I also don't believe that it would be a bad thing to bring a player like this performing in the Manning Cup so well, right, for a game in Cameroon. If he were invited and he went, I would not have a problem with it because it is a good experience. It doesn't mean that he would play it, but being able to train with players playing at a higher level sometimes also helps to build you, which is what your younger player want. But I do agree that there are other players, like I said, the Kahim Paris, the Cephas, these guys are out there playing and they are not being called. And that is the thing. Last night, and this is where we are conflicted, because last night people were saying that we need to go back and call back Kemar, Taxi Lawrence, and call back Alva Sport. But then there are people are saying that give players a look. So we're not sure what we want as fans, you know. We're not even sure what we want.
Not sure. We're not sure at all.
Yeah. But people, let me tell you, listen, I know Richie, and I've seen Whispah. I cannot say, and I say this the same thing about Liam Bailey. I can say this. These guys have no, like, they are humble. Let me say this way. They are humble. They may party. I mean, like Liam may party, but their personality is humble. They're humble youth. Because
tell them again, man.
Tell you that. If you don't, listen, I can tell you don't know Liam Bailey, and he were to put on mask and everything, and you met him, you would not know it is him. I am telling you that. You would not know it is him. And it's the same thing with Whispah. If he should change everything about him and walk up and have a conversation with you and do things, you would not know it is him. In fact, you'd walk out of the conversation and say, and that's why they call you Whispah. I'm telling you. So sometimes, you know, the image that is projected is not how the person really is.
No. And that's him. That's not how he really. All people put him, that's not how he really is.
Yeah. Yeah, and Anonymous OG, I think this is it. I think this is part of the problem. A lot of the criticism for Whispah, I think sometimes is because of Phoenix. I think like unless like he's marked harder than most players because of how highly Mr. Butler speaks of him. And I think some of the things that Mr. Butler said, they have rubbed people the wrong way. And so because of that, people are very critical of Whispah, which I think is important that he understand.
He doesn't listen to these things, you know. I read these comments, you know.
Wonderful.
Him take himself away from that, guys, and I say, yo, you know what? I don't even want to hear. And it's well since the under 20 him stopped listening. Him don't listen again since that.
Okay.
Because it was like a disappointment to him, and he didn't want to hear or know.
Yeah. So yeah, man. But all the best to the player. You understand me?
Yeah, man.
Because rating, like I said, I personally, I'll tell you again, and if this is myself, I am letting him finish out the Manning Cup season, because I don't think whether KC wins or loses or anything, it affects his future. So let him play. And I think, I mean, my only hope is that come what may, you know, the other options that you may have will not be taken because he ends up playing for Jamaica. You understand me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. See that. But listen, man, you need to tell him that anytime you go Trelawney, you need to ask the people to ball a car. I don't know if there's anybody who has never met Whispah who defends him like Balakar. I'm telling you. You must hear Balakar all around.
I've heard numerous people complain about Balakar, keep on telling about Whispah. So I say, yo, I mean, even when you went and called Florida for find out if Whispah is this good, you know, I was like, really? I think management would have known that, because him is like a sports scientist to me. Him understand the aspect of the game as an owner and as a coach, if you know, say, yo, when there's a talent, there's a talent. In other countries, players like Whispah is what them call them put it in a glass case. If it was track and field, he would have put it in a glass case if we were doing tracks.
Hey, good point that you know that people, you just made a very good point. You see, when people saw Christopher Taylor at 17, many people said, don't go back to school. When they saw the Clayton sisters, a lot of them said, don't go back to school. Same thing with Brianna. It's the same thing, And these guys started, like Brianna Williams, I think, has gone to the Olympics with Jamaica and World Championships.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. They may not run, but even if they are reserved, the experience in and of itself does a whole lot for them as young professionals. It's like you're beginning to, put them in the environment. So when they get there and it's their time, they're not intimidated by the atmosphere.
No. You know what Whispah have over most of these boys? The international experience and exposure.
Yeah.
Those big fields or big stadiums. And he's not intimidated by it. They are. Because this is the first time. You have some man dream like, all right, Hakeem Bernard and Dujan Richards are our two best friends. One play for Mona goalkeeper, and one play for KC. But them have to play each other. Now, whoever win. And that's how it goes. They're friends after the game.
The Godfather said the one problem I have with KC is with Whispah is that he chose KC. Well, his father went to KC,
No, they said that because that person must know that I went to KC and JC. I went to both college.
Oh, you went to both.
Yes.
You're a bothy.
Both, sir. I went to Jamaica College as well.
Okay. All right. But I think he wanted to honor his father, he said. And Michael Nevert said, Mbappe and the great players represent your country at a tender age. So, Mr. Richie, must push for Whispah to do the same. Owen, big up yourself, says it's a win for Jamaica if Whispah goes overseas and do well. So we are rooting for him. Ruchin says Whispah to the world. Andre Wilson says the hating on Whispah is because of CB Craig Butler. Instinct says, no, that's a tax comment. I beat him with management. I think he takes a lot of beating because of Craig Butler and how people feel about him. And that, like I said, I think that is a part of it as well. Richie, just keep the youngster grounded, brother. That's all I'm saying. He will be a great player with good guidance, all right? And that's the thing, when you have proper parenting, it's also helping the process, right? His football skill is what matters. No communication skill will develop over time and should not be an issue. I think communication skill will be developed over time and not an issue. This one says Omari Hutchinson made the Chelsea bench recently. Paris playing ball. Burke almost took off the top of the New York net. Enough people going to cry when the squad is finalized to face Mexico. Well, that's what you want. Listen, I think you want a national team. Let me tell you this. All right. Sir Richard just coached at Papi, and I'm very sure he would have wanted to have players, so many good players, that when him say, listen, you don't make the 18, a man ball and feel sad because him wonder how. You need that. You need a national team that man sad when them don't get called because it is so competitive in every position. What are your thoughts on that, Sir Richard?
Yeah, of course, competitive, Look at any proper team. You have 4 players in each position.
Exactly.
And in my team, I would have loved that as well. 4 players in each position going forward.
Listen, let me tell you this. As a coach, I'd rather drop players and them ball than I look on my bench and don't want to make a change. I'd rather have too many changes to make than have to stick with my starting 11. because I don't trust anybody on the bench. I am telling that most coaches want to be in that position. Yeah. Right, but this one says, management, can you ask Mr. Richards why he feels the need to explain Whispah journey to the public at this moment? I wish him well.
Management, I'm a budget man. I made him a reason.
Oh, huh?
I tell him because of you.
Oh, yeah. But you know this person knows you.
Who's that?
Yeah?
Which one?
Before the game. I'm gonna have to. All right, I think this person knows Whispah, you know. You know Sean?
Sean, no.
Sean from, I think, North Carolina. But I'm connected to Mr. Butler and Phoenix.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking.
Yeah, he has been on a couple of the shows. I think they're connected. Yeah. So, big up before the game. All right. But I'm going to release it because I know you probably have to run now, but thanks for coming on.
No
always
problem.
good to have you every time, man. And people, listen, he's on the program because, like I said, we always talk, you understand me? So, he just comes on. It's not like he needs to go around and validate anything. So,
no.
Yeah. Because the evidence is there.
All right, man. Have a good one. And
man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Bless up. Every time, man. Every time. All right. Yes. All right. So let me people are going to take a couple more comments and then we're going to close out the early show. Mr. Butler has all right to boost up Whispah. So if Jamaica stifled him for that, some other country will adopt him. Now, Schoolboy football currently deserve to a call to our national team. I want Dushan to make it big, monster contract and such, make all the doubters of his talent and the Craig Butler haters have nightmares. All right. Listen, Wells, you see these kind of comments now? What we don't want to create is people rooting for failure so them can and celebrate. See what they tell you? And we don't want people rooting, all right? Rooting for success for the only reason them can say, see, we did tell in a long time. Let that not be the objective. Don't think it like that. Let the player do good because we want the player to be good. Not so that we can boast and tell people, you see, a long time we are telling on the wrong. Let not this be about proving who was right and who was wrong. No, the dialogue is too divisive. We don't want to have that kind of a dialogue. All right. So let me give you some of the Schoolboy games going on today. Very important, right? Manchester and Christiana is playing. Right? Manchester versus Christiana and Central and Garvey Marseille. Those two games are on today. Very, very important games, right? In the Dakar Cup. Both of these, the fixtures that they had before this, they all end up in ties. So everyone is on 1 point. 4 teams, 1 point each. So these games are very important. All right. We also have the William Knibb Cornwall College game. It's at 3 p.m. That's a big game because William Knibb won, Cornwall won. So these two teams come into this game, and the two losing teams, Paul Bogle and Dintil, will be playing. Now, Dintil must win this game, and Paul Bogle must win this game for either of them to have an opportunity to go into the quarterfinals of the Dakar Cup, right? The game has been played over there in St. Thomas, York Oval, and I know Alex Reed is very keen on this one. Alex Reed is looking out because Alex Reed is a Paul Bogle fan, right? So they must beat Dintil, but Dintil needs to win this game because many persons, including me, have Dintil as one of the semifinals for the Costa Cup. So those are the games. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 games today. Tomorrow, the other groups will be engaged in games. But today, you'll see William Knibb versus Cornwall College. And you will see, remember, William Knibb is the only team in schoolboy football to have not conceded a goal all season long. They go up against Cornwall College, who has been coming on, who defeated Dintil. Dintil suffered their first loss, right? In up to this point, because up to last year they didn't lose a game. except in the semifinals, and now they have lost in the round of 16. So Dintil need to rebound. Cornwall did well, so 2 winners playing. Then Central, good team. They go up against Garvey Maceo. Garvey Maceo, the defending champion. If they drop more points in this game, they could be in some problems. Manchester Christiana, many people are predicting Christiana to win that one. The Manchester fan believe that Manchester will win. So those are the games that are on today. But the Dintil team has to travel all the way to St. Thomas to play Paul Bogle at the York Oval. All right. Yeah. So Roval Walter said, Dujan Whispah already got international experience. He scored 4 goals against Aston Villa. Elite, or a team that great and should be flooded with youngsters to build for 2026. What I'll say is this, Michael Nemhard. While I understand and I agree that we need to begin to bring in some youngsters, players should not play because they are young, and players should not play because they are old. Players must always play because they are the best in their position. You hear me? Right? So when we are selecting the team, we must look for the best players in their position. Are you the best player available to us in this position? That is all. Then you can look at age, but it cannot be, okay, you're young, let's do this. You're old. No, it can't be. It must be based on that first. All right? My people, big up on yourself. Big up on yourself. We're supposed to do 1 hour. I gave you an hour and 37 minutes. So it's gonna be 1 hour and 40. Have you hit the like button, people? I don't know. Sometimes in a fresh guy, because when I understand the people, they know. No super chat, no super sticker. So the people they don't even hit the like button. I'm wondering why. Why you hit the like button? Why you can't subscribe? Why we watch the channel and we can't subscribe to the channel? Why we watch the video and even we disagree with a point in the video, we get information out of the video and we can't hit the like button. People do better than that. The 1st of November. The 1st of November. May the thing look good, no man. May the thing look good, man. You understand me? Good show today. May the thing look good. Hit the like button. Subscribe. You understand me? Yeah, man. Show later after the football games and stuff. We're going to have the 8 o'clock show. You understand me? Late edition. You understand me? For all of the people that who go in bed late. 8 o'clock edition tonight. You understand? So, but bless up everyone. Thanks for coming on as usual. I am Manlisman. This has been I Am Sure Sports. As usual, when it gets to this point, we say we are over and we are out of here.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.